Main system. Engaging combat mode.
The legend of Vagrant, the infamous ambush predator of Rubicon. The whispers around Rubicon 3's mercenary dens always came back to him. Vagrant, call sign Sorex 177, the scarlet mist of Demon Door. But it wasn't just his AC's vivid hue or the raw power of its weaponry that made him legendary. It was his unparalleled mastery of the ambush. Vagrant was a Rubiconian phantom, a whisper in between the coral dust of the battlefield, then a thunderclap of lead and shattered steel. Demon Door, clad in its distinctive red livery, was built for this, a perfectly optimized instrument of sudden, overwhelming violence. His right arm bore the SG-026 Haldeman, a close-range kinetic monster of a shotgun that could rip through even reinforced armor like tissue paper. In his left, the SG-027 Zimmerman shotgun that mirrored its destructive capability, ensuring a 1-2 punch that few ACs could survive. Should a target be too agile or attempt to disengage, the WR-0777 Sweet 16 on his right back unleashed a rapid-fire torrent of slugs, designed to suppress, disrupt, and finish. And for the crucial moments of closing distance or shrugging off a desperate counterattack, the VP-61 PS pulse shield on his left shoulder flared into being, an impenetrable barrier that allowed Vagrant to dictate the engagement on his terms. The Belius Lowlands, a treacherous expanse of canyons and shifting dust, was where Vagrant truly earned his reputation as an ambush specialist. Corporation forces, particularly Arquebus, often relied on these winding passages for transporting high-value coral shipments. They believed their sensor nets and patrol routes made them secure. They were wrong. On one frigid cycle, an Arquebus heavy transport convoy, spearheaded by two HC-7000 Helianthus heavy combat ACs and flanked by a quartet of agile Basho units, was making its way through a particularly narrow gorge. Their comms chirped with routine chatter, their pilots confident in their overwhelming firepower. Then, the world exploded from a concealed alcove high above the gorge, shrouded by clever use of chaff and the natural electromagnetic interference of the lowlands. Demon Door dropped down. It wasn't a boost charge, but a controlled, calculated descent, timed to perfection. Before the lead Helianthus could even register the radar spike, the Haldeman roared. The initial impact ripped through the heavy AC's energy shield and tore into its left shoulder assembly, crippling a primary weapon system. Before the pilot could even process the damage, Vagrant twisted, the Zimmerman spitting fire. The follow-up shot slammed into the Helianthus's exposed joint, tearing through hydraulic lines and seizing up fluid. The heavy AC stumbled, a lumbering behemoth brought low by a surgical strike. The remaining Arquebus units erupted into a frenzy. Missile locks screamed and energy weapons charged. But Vagrant was already moving, a scarlet mist accelerating down the gorge, the pulse shield flaring to life, deflecting a volley of plasma bolts as if they were mere pebbles. He wasn't retreating. He was repositioning that he didn't engage the remaining HELINTHUS head-on. Instead, he used the crippled lead unit as cover, darting around its inert form. As one of the agile Bashos tried to flank him, Vagrant anticipated its move. He swung Demon Door with the Sweet 16, unleashing an instant brutal spray of fire that shredded the Basho's leg actuators, sending it skidding uncontrollably into the canyon wall. The remaining Arquebus pilots, now panicked, tried to establish a defensive perimeter, but Vagrant was a ghost in their sensors. He'd momentarily vanish into the dust and electromagnetic interference, only to reappear from an unexpected angle. He used the terrain to his advantage, boosting up sheer cliffs, then dropping onto unsuspecting targets. Each attack was swift, decisive, and devastating. The Haldeman and Zimmerman were his primary tools, delivering crippling blows before the enemy could even bring their full armaments to bear. The second Helianthus fell after Vagrant boosted directly onto its back, unleashing a point-blank volley from both shotguns that tore through its vulnerable top armor, detonating its power core. The remaining Basho units, their pilots' morale shattered, attempted to flee, but Vagrant, the ambush predator, was relentless. He pursued them, methodically dismantling each one with precision and power. When the dust settled, the Belius lowlands were littered with the wreckage of an entire arquebus convoy. Not a single coral crate was touched. Vagrant, call sign Sorex 177, had vanished once more, leaving behind only the chilling silence of destruction and the reinforced legend of his death-dealer machine. Demon Door, the ultimate ambush predator of Rubicon 3.